there is a crazy action sequence, which is almost like Jackie Chan level, like pulling carpets out, pushing fucking tables forward, fucking machine guns. Like I was like, where did this come from in this movie? Because the rest of the movie is like this slow burn, intellectual, cerebral. I mean, there's some gunplay and stuff, occasionally through it. But this is like a full-on action sequence. I was like, oh, wait, way to go, Robert Redford. After that scene, though, I'm like, so he like did all the stuff Scott said. Faye Dunaway is involved in this fucking gunfight. And next thing you know, Robert Redford's just basically like, let's get it on.
On December 16th, 2025, we lost a great leading man, not only professionally, but one of the greatest people to grace this world. Robert Redford, you will be missed. Chris, I don't interest myself in why. I think more often in terms of when, sometimes where, and always how much.
Such a great quote from a great movie. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? As Scott has said, and if you're listening to the show, you're probably aware, the great Robert Redford has passed away. He died September 16th. He was 89 years old. We're going to do a little retrospective. The guy's got a huge catalog. There are podcasts that have done a deeper dive on him than us, that'll do a better job than us. But we did just want to pay tribute to some of his films, both as an actor and a director. So with that, also, as you can see, if you're looking at the visual, I am recording remotely, so bear with the quality. Scott will bump it up a notch now. So Scott, why don't you get us into this, man?
Why do you fucking put so much pressure on me? Like Scott's gonna do this. Fuck you.
I love how you went with the 3 days of the Condor quote.
I know, man. It's been years since I've watched that movie, and I have a new kind of perspective. Like, I think we were following the bad guy the whole time, right? Like, I think Robert Redford was technically the bad guy in that movie.
I don't know about that.
If you
they're all CIA. They're all CIA or CIA adjacent, and so they're all fucking bad technically. Although, actually, I would argue that Max von Sydow's character is the most like honest. He's like, I'm a fucking hired gun. He says that quote, and then anyway, in case you haven't seen the movie, definitely go rewatch it. It's three. Okay, let's talk about that. 3 days of the Condor. 1975 film. It got one Oscar nod. The big people in it, obviously Redford, Faye Dunaway, Max von Sydow. Very cool espionage film. To be fair, I actually had not watched this film until I watched it to talk about it on the show. I was very impressed. Like, if you were into that, like, it's Cold War because it's that time period, but it's not really about the Cold War. It's about the CIA being kind of shitty to its members, I guess is the best way to put that, right? So
yeah, it's like, well, let's say cliche espionage thriller where somebody who isn't really like high end in the CIA falls into something that technically he wasn't even aware he fell into, and everybody starts getting killed. Now here's my thing. Like, if you look at this in a 2025 lens,
okay,
right? So Robert Redford's character Turner is technically, the hero of the story, right? The guy, the everyday guy who, not an agent, just likes reading. So once the shit happens, so what happens? He kidnaps Faye Dunaway, chooses her by random, right? Ties her up. First,
also, go ahead. Keep going.
First, he makes her take her back to her house, like her apartment. She's where she's supposed to go with, I'm guessing, her boyfriend. Somewhere. Yeah. And then, So first he's exhausted because he hasn't slept because he was on the run.
Mhm.
So he handcuffs her to the bed and lies there in bed with her. And then the next day, you know, she's in tears and he's like, "Have you hurt me? Like, have I hurt you? Have I raped you?" And she goes, "The night's still young."
Faye Dunaway is actually great in this film, by the
Yeah,
way.
but when you fast forward to the night, right? Like all this shit happens. One of his other friends dies. He's like sad. And if you look, like she starts tearing up because she realizes like she has to make a fucking choice here. And she needs to do what he wants. And then she was like, "What do you want?" He was like, "I just want to feel something different. I just want to do this." And then like she sleeps with them. So technically, she did do that under duress. So she
So it's
was
a sexual
right.
assault.
Yeah, she was right like 8 hours earlier because she was like, "You're the guy with the gun who keeps on tying me up places. Like, maybe I need to do what you want to try to extend my life as much as I can."
That's an interesting take on that scene because I remember I'm watching that scene and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Also, there is like, before we get to that scene, there is a crazy action sequence, which is almost like Jackie Chan level, like pulling carpets out, pushing fucking tables forward, fucking machine guns. Like, I was like, where did this come from in this movie? Because the rest of the movie is like this slow burn, intellectual, cerebral. I mean, there's some gunplay and stuff occasionally through it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a full-on action sequence. I was like, oh, wait, way to go, Robert Redford. After that scene, though, I'm like, so he like did all the stuff Scott said. Faye Dunaway is involved in this fucking gunfight, and next thing you know, Robert Redford's just basically like, let's get it on. And it's the 70s, so they get it on. I was like, what? What
Well,
about this?
technically, like, and that's the thing. I think it was because at first I didn't think about it, but like when you have the lead up to that scene and they're talking, and he was like, "I want to feel something." Like you see literally like tears coming down her eyes, and she knows like technically like it's a choice. And I was like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, technically I'm like, he did like technically sexually assault her. It didn't look like she wanted to, but then after, like, he's
She
Robert
becomes like his
Redford.
accomplice, right? So
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you find out like she had OnlyFans before OnlyFans because she had the pictures that she hides that
yes.
are, and she was like, "Maybe I'd like to show you those pictures sometime." But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, it is fucking a good movie to watch. And like,
Yeah, it's got great pacing, great cinematography. The acting's fantastic. And again, yeah, if you're into like kind of like Black Bag, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, it's Black Bag, right? That's the new British
yeah,
word.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that we did on a show. Any of that type of style of film, you're gonna love it. And Rob,
And
yo, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say also like this movie is very influential into a majority of movies we grew up with. Like this movie, especially the very last scene, is what inspires Shane Black to put all of his movies technically during Christmas. Because you realize at the end, this film happened during Christmas.
Oh my
And it's
god!
the
So
most,
is it a Christmas movie then?
I don't know, but it is one of the most chilling scenes when, he does his like, he shows his cards. This is what I did. You guys like playing games. I like telling stories. So I told
Yes.
the story. And then when he's walking away and, the original Tobey Maguire, Uncle Ben, is like, "What makes you think they're actually going to print this?" And then he starts second guessing himself while he's walking past those carolers. And then it just kind of ends in that block shot where they're like, still singing a Christmas song, and he's like, "I'm probably gonna die in the next scene." Like,
Yes. Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. If the film was to continue, he would get murdered. Yeah, highly recommend 3 Days of the Condor, 1975 film. What else you got there, Scott?
I rewatched one of the great like bromances on screen.
Did you go Butch Cassidy or The Sting?
I did both, man, because they're
Whoa,
like
holy!
they're yeah, because they're fucking chemistry and they're like repertoire, like they're tit for tat kind of thing that they had. is fun to watch, which I'm surprised they only stopped at 2. Like that they didn't do more.
Well, so Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid comes out in the '69. We're talking about Paul Newman. Gets 8 Oscar nods, wins 3. The other one is The Sting, '73. 10 Oscar nods, winning 7. So yeah, like different directors and like obviously lots of
No, it was the same director.
Is it the same director?
It was the same director, yeah.
Oh,
George.
that's amazing. I don't know how I fucked that up, but
yeah, I could have
anyway,
sworn it's the same. But also the only movie.
Oh yeah, George Roy Hill. Yeah, George Roy Hill.
I would say the only film that Robert Redford was ever nominated for acting for an Academy Award. It was The Sting.
Yeah, so you watch. So which one of those 2 films do you prefer? I mean, I didn't rewatch Butch Cassidy. I watched it a long time ago. I feel like everybody's going to talk about Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I watched The Sting instead, which again, everybody's going to talk about The Sting. Like those are fucking massive, massive movies in like the film history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if The Sting, I is more, I would say, funner. Like in the sense that like it's entertaining, it's more fast paced, and like watching these cons get put onto screen, right? Like and like all the acting involved in terms of getting like it over Robert Shaw's character, like getting the bait and hook. Like if you're a fan of like the George Clooney, Brad Pitt, fucking Ocean's 11, like I think this is the germ. Like this is what has that repertoire between the 2 of them, right? Where they're or
I think the word you're looking for is rapport, not repertoire.
no, but the tit for tat, like when they're talking,
that's their rapport similar. Back and forth. That's not a repertoire. That's a rapport.
Hey, drink some more wine, motherfucker.
I'm trying. I had to do a podcast. I had to take a break from the drinking to do this show. So as soon as this is done, I'll go back to the drinking. It's what I do best. It's better than my podcasting.
It's better than my fuck you.
So The Sting, not better than your podcasting, better than my podcasting. The Sting, I had forgot like that first con, like that sucks you in like right away. Like not just like the con, but all the like fallout from that con and like how Paul Newman's character ends up having to leave Chicago. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Like it's so dramatic and it's so tightly done. I'm like, this fucking movie is, like you said, it's super fun. It is a fucking fantastic film.
Oh yeah, like if and like we said, if you haven't watched it, definitely this is one I would recommend. The thing that I thought was funny because we watched both. Like I watched both, and my wife was watching with me. And
oh my god,
like,
how did you just say like, listen, Paul Newman and
she had no idea.
Are hot, and you're like that's how you convinced her
on that topic.
Hold on that topic. Robert Redford in the '70s was the fucking pimpest motherfucker. Like he's a good looking cat, man. Like I was like, man, and everybody's like blonde hair, blue eyed as well, right?
Yeah, well, I can see where the appeal of young Brad Pitt also came, because if you look,
we'll talk about when we get to A River Runs Through It.
Yeah, when you get to like Brad Pitt, like it is a lot of like young, like late 60s, early 70s fucking Robert Redford. But yeah,
I would argue that Robert Redford, in a way, Brad Pitt, I feel like Matt is like now, like in his older years, is more Redford, even a younger Redford. Redford has this like masculine quality that Brad Pitt had more of like a pretty boy quality at the beginning of his career. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, we're all envious. But what I was gonna say, like with my wife, it's funny because obviously, if you listen, like she doesn't really watch many movies, doesn't listen to our
podcast. He definitely
doesn't watch the podcast, anything like that. So we were watching this film, and both films, and then she was like, but it was more with The Sting. She was like, when was this movie made? And I'm like, oh, it was like the 70s. She's like, why does it look so good? Why isn't it grainy? I'm like, because it's probably a fucking like DVD Blu-ray copy.
Remaster. Yeah, she thought she was gonna get like a 35 millimeter fucking experience or what?
Oh no, she was just like because she was like she was thinking like old VHS. Like she was thinking like why isn't
Mm.
it like grainy? Why isn't it like moving? Like well, if it's so old, and I'm like yeah, they redo these movies, like they fix the quality of them. So I'm like I don't know what copy Cineplex uses on their Cineplex store or Cosmos store for these movies, but she really liked the quality.
Did how was Butch Cassidy as a rewatch back like in current days?
It was interesting. Like I enjoyed it, and then I totally forgot that fucking Burt Bacharach is the one that did the fucking score for that movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach and Mr. Elvis Costello.
Oh wow.
So like when you're like halfway through the movie, and then all of a sudden "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" starts playing, and then you're watching the you're watching the scenes where you're like, I don't understand what's going on because it's it's Paul Newman on a bike with Robert Redford's girlfriend. And they're playing this song, and it's like them very playful together, just the two of them. I'm like,
That's a
okay.
classic scene, dude. That bicycle
I
scene
know.
and the raindrops keep falling on your head.
Yeah.
So the Butch Cassidy, they made it for $6 million. I'm assuming that's like their money, old timey money. Did $102 million at the box office. Just North American. That's just North American numbers. That's a fucking insane return on investment, man.
Yeah. And that's I think The Sting was one of it made even more because it was
Yeah, the Sting they did again for about 5.5, $257 million.
so that's when Paul Newman went into the salad dressing business. He was just like, fuck this.
I'm out of here.
I don't need to make any more with you. He's like, I'm just making stuff.
Get that salad money. Did you watch anything else?
I did. Well, because um he like part of my like I love fucking sports movies.
Okay.
And he is a part of two fucking sports movies that I fucking love. One, The Natural. And then two, he directed Legend of Bagger Vance. I didn't rewatch like
Isn't that movie fucking awful?
No, I love that movie, man.
That's the golf
Fucking,
one with like Will Smith and
Matt Damon. Yeah.
Matt Damon is like a ghost or something.
Yeah, no. Matt Damon is not a ghost. Will Smith's like the like Matt Damon becomes like the token white guy who like becomes good at golf because the black guy got to teach him.
Wait a minute, wait. Sorry, the black guy was the good golfer?
Yeah, he's the one that became Matt. Like he just comes mysteriously, like he
like
shows
a ghost.
Yeah, and then like you don't know what he is, but he's like, he helps Matt Damon not only in his golf game but in life, because then Matt Damon got Charlize Theron. So, but yeah, I fucking love that movie. I love sports movies, and I love that movie. I didn't.
I think The Natural
it.
is better, isn't it?
Oh yeah, The Natural is so good because it's so like. Because if you put The Natural and The Candidate together, it's pretty much the same story, but just fucking like
one's baseball.
Different circumstances where like in The Natural, he was a high school fucking like top athlete, and then he ended up when he was going out for his tryout with the Chicago Cubs, or sorry, just the Cubs, because they didn't have MLB licensing, so they're all different names.
Oh, okay.
But so when he was going out for them, he ends up on a train, and he ends up after showing how good of a pitcher he is and striking out the guy who's like, I'm guessing was Babe Ruth, like the what's it called, the caricature of Babe Ruth, because it was a bigger guy who always gets home runs and stuff like that. He struck him out. He crosses paths with Black Widow, and she, from my I guess, doesn't like sports and likes education, and then when he couldn't answer her educational questions, she ends up shooting him, and then 16 years later he finally gets his shot. But once he gets to the MLB, that's where like I think the parallel of The Candidate is, where he just becomes kind of corrupted with fame, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then at the end, he finds himself and becomes the better person thanks to Glenn Close and his illegitimate son he didn't know about for 16 years. But yeah, it's such a good movie, and the fucking final scene, or the final at bat is iconic, like in terms of cinema when he gets that home run and fucking shatters the lights.
Yeah.
All right.
So I also watch. So okay, so you do recommend both of those, the candidate and
Yeah, like like, did you watch The Candidate?
I
Because
did
that's
not.
like that one's way up your alley.
I know.
Like,
Listen, there's a lot. Guys got like fucking a million fucking movies, right?
yeah.
Like I tried to just pick some of the heavy hitters. So obviously, I watched All the President's Men, 1976, Dustin Hoffman, Watergate, like when newspapers of record fucking mattered. That film is also fucking like just a fantastic film. 8 Oscar nods, 4 wins. Um, I just love, I really love the work he was doing in the 70s. Like a lot of the films from the 70s became very, very famous, very, very popular. But then, I mean, speaking of Brad Pitt, and we'll talk about it, like I said, in River Runs Through It, which is directed by Robert Redford. One of my favorite movies by Tony Scott is Spy Games, which
No,
has
because
both.
that's when they teamed up again, but this time Redford went in front of the camera, not behind.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to talk about some? I'm surprised you actually didn't bring up any of the Captain America shit because you're all into that fucking comic book.
Yeah,
nonsense.
but why would, like, I won't lie, when I was telling the fam we're doing this episode, my oldest said the same thing, like, oh, you're gonna rewatch Captain America, Winter Soldier. I'm like, no. I'm like, why would I watch that? I'm like, it's just him kind of like playing off of All President's Men as like an espionage thriller. I'm like, that's not really him. I'm like, if I
No,
wanted to
all the
watch,
President's Men, they're journalists. What are you talking about?
yeah, but it, like, that's the reason he was cast in it, and he played that role because of the whole espionage, like
I thought it was
70s
from
espionage.
3 Days of the Condor. Then that's from Three
But
Days of the Condor.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't watched that movie.
But all the
Like,
President's Men.
no, Winter Soldier. I haven't watched that, but I thought he had like a line or something like that was a nod to that movie.
Oh, I thought the nod was
In
the 3
Winter,
Days. Oh, maybe.
maybe.
Anyway,
I don't fucking know, man. We can't watch it all.
that's right. Okay, moving on. Moving on. As a
Yes.
director, do you want to take this away? Because I know when I was bugging you earlier, you were like, "I'm fucking watching the movie right now, man."
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah. So
you didn't
I
swear at
just,
me. You're too nice for that.
yeah, I was watching his directorial debut, Ordinary People, and fuck, man, that is, it's my first time watching this movie. I've never watched it in my life, and holy fuck, I know now why it won so much. Like, it is literally like the poster child of why mental health is important and why therapy is important, and just watching an ordinary family just fucking dissolve, and it's just like little thing after little thing, and you're just like, holy shit. Once you get to the end, you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe like this is how it ends. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like a happy moment, but it's so fucking like dour and sad too. You're like, holy shit.
yeah, and that film stars Donald Sutherland and Mary Tyler Moore. It had 6 Oscar nominations. It won 4, including Best Picture and Best Director for Robert Redford in his first feature directorial debut. Like, not bad. I mean, he had worked with some of the top directors of his day. You know, he'd been in front of the camera a lot, but it doesn't always translate, right? Doesn't always translate. So that's pretty impressive. We'll talk about Quiz Show quickly. I didn't rewatch it. It had 4 Oscar nods, including Best Director. You got John Turturro, Ralph Fiennes, 1994. Did you watch that? Or
I did, yeah.
okay,
yeah, it fucking still holds up. That's the thing, right? And it's like the advent of reality TV, kind of, where, you know, the whole like controversy of them feeding people the answers to these quiz shows to get ratings. It was just like, and the after effects of that, of like what is entertainment, like what can you actually go after somebody for. And that was the thing. There's a line in the movie where the guy from Congress, the congressional guy who's doing the investigations, like, I thought we were gonna get TV, but TV just got us, because everything there, like the whole like trial, was also televised. So it just became like this whole fucking thing,
Like a
right?
media circus, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was fucking. It was good. It does hold up. Ralph Fiennes and John Turturro fucking did amazing in that film, right?
So one of my favorite films, especially as a kid, it's like a film I watched with my dad. We also both would like fly fish. Was A River Runs Through It from 1994. You got Craig Schaefer, Brad Pitt, Tom Skerritt, 3 Oscar nods, 1 win. Like that film, you know what? I realized is like Brad Pitt's character in that, I don't want to spoil it. If whatever happened to him didn't happen, I feel like he becomes the Brad Pitt character of like Legends of the Fall. Like they're so similar, except that the Legends of the Fall Brad Pitt has that long, flowy Brad Pitt hair, but it's like super wildernessy the way Legends of the Fall is. Like great camera work. Like I think it won the Oscar for cinematography. Just like a really great family. Have you seen A River Runs Through It?
I haven't for a while, but I don't know if this is like a Mandela effect or nothing or something, because I honestly thought fucking Redford directed Legends of the Fall as well, because that was the one I was gonna watch instead of A River Runs Through It, and I'm like, he didn't fucking direct this. I'm like, why? Like in my head, like for years, I thought he was like the director of this movie or had something to do with it, but from what I found, he had nothing. Didn't produce it, didn't direct it, like nothing. I think it was just because those 2 films came out like a year or 2 apart. But
Yeah, well, they're both 94, I think, are they not? Yeah, they're
I
both
don't know.
94. Legends of the Fall is directed by Edward Zwick. And it's got Brad Pitt, Anthony Hawkins, Aidan Quinn, Julia Ormond, and Henry Thomas. It's I think also so they come out similar, but they also look very similar. And again, they're kind of about families. They're kind of about like they're very rugged. They're kind of wilderness set as well, right? So,
No.
but yeah, I actually no, I was wrong. River Runs Through It came out in 92. I haven't. It was
Okay.
wrong in my notes. I'm actually surprised you haven't seen this like recently, because you're such a dad, and this is such a like family movie, right? Like about dads and brothers, and I mean you don't have.
Well, maybe that's it. I don't have a brother, right? But you're also a dad, so so like, don't sell yourself short, right? You're also a dad.
You know what? I'm also a daddy.
Yeah, boy.
Listen,
Is there? So the other thing I want to point out is Robert Redford also is the creator of the motherfucking Sundance Film Festival. It's called Sundance after his like the Sundance Kid, because that's kind of like his nickname, right? I think it's when I heard he died, it was one of those things where I was like, that it made me feel old, because these are some of we're starting to get into the world where the actors that we knew as kids that were adult actors, they were famous actors, leading men, leading ladies, they're dying because they're getting so fucking old, which means I'm getting that old now. I'm not as old as them, but I'm no longer young, that is for sure. So it's a bit of a weird feeling.
and that was the thing, watching like The Natural, right? Because like once his character comes onto the professional team 16 years later, the guy he replaces on the team was fucking Michael Madsen, who died before. Like in the movie, his character dies before, and that's what gives Robert Redford like the start on the team. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, even in real life, like Madsen passed before Redford, which you wouldn't think because the age gap too, right? But it was just like weird, like I guess coincidence kind of thing to watch, just watching it in this recent time and us doing fucking a retrospective on both these actors.
Yeah, especially when one was like much older than the other one. And so
Yeah.
the order of dying. Yeah, man, like honestly, if you haven't seen the films that we've talked about, they're definitely worth it. check out the other shows that are doing like really good deep retrospectives on Robert Redford.
Hey, don't knock us short. We're doing good work too. We're doing the
Yes.
Redford. You're knocking us short. You're like, go do other people that are doing better than us.
No,
We're
I
doing
didn't say
a good
better. I
job.
just said we're just not doing crazy deep dives. That's all.
Okay, I'll allow it.
You're allowed. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Like, I mean, he produced stuff. Like, the guy's just got a fucking catalog, man. We could be here all day.
Well,
Is there like out of Africa, for example? Like, there's just so many. The Great Waldo Pepper. Like, I'm just scrolling through his stuff, and I'm just like, there's a lot of fucking insanely good films in this guy's fucking repertoire.
well, the one thing like that we didn't really touch upon, but we'll kind of see is that like no one really spoke ill of him to like a person who was in like the mainstream, like in front of cameras, like a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't even hear of any kind of like controversies at all, or like any like bit smudging of him, like or like of his
Like, have his name.
yeah, like no one says anything bad, like not. And like when you look up, like there's nothing. You figure like old time Hollywood, there'd be like something, like even like the guy's first divorce, you didn't even hear about it till like 8 years later. Like they just divorced and no one said anything about him in his first wife. Like they just divorced, separated, but no one talked ill of anybody, right? Which just to see like, and that's what I meant, like in my intros, like it seems like one of like the fucking like just good honest people just like pass like.
Well, it's like it's the fact that a matter of that, like both Barack Obama and the current American president, both like when he died, were like mourned his like mourned his death. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so cutting across political lines. Paul Newman was another one that was known for being like a really nice guy as well, right? Like really good person and stuff. So, yeah, I think that I think it's definitely the end of an era. I don't even know. I think when we start losing people like Brad Pitt and stuff, because I don't feel. And this, listen, if you're a listener, feel free to comment on this statement. But the idea of a leading man like Robert Redford was, and I think that ends with like say George Clooney, Brad Pitt, like that world doesn't exist anymore. Like those actors that could open a film, like that people were going specifically to see it. Like I feel like the Pedro Pascals, the Shyamalama Ding Dongs and stuff like that, like they get big, they get cast and everything. People get tired of them, they move on. Like they move on. Like we just will not see the actor quality, not quality, I shouldn't say that. We will not see the actor status of the leading man like Redford ever again. And that's
but I was gonna say like I do agree kind of in your comment there, like in terms of leading man, but I also think the problem is like with Redford, like he wasn't in 5 movies in the same year, right?
correct.
It was like one a year, and then maybe like a 2-3 year break, and then like some more kind of thing. So you never really had like, you had the opportunity to miss him, to want to see him, like to have that anticipation. I think in reality the only one that still I would say that has this is Tom Cruise, not Brad Pitt, because you still see Brad Pitt 2 to 3 times a year. Tom Cruise is 1 every 2 every 3 years. You'll see him in a movie. So I would say he's probably the last kind of leading man.
So yeah, I would say that Tom Cruise can still open a movie. But I definitely still think that Brad Pitt is a leading man. Like I'm not going to try and take that away from him.
No. I was just saying in terms of what you're saying in terms of like to compare and contrast Redford, right?
Yeah.
In terms of that, I think it would be more Cruise than Pitt. But I think Pitt's probably going to get there like soon.
Yeah, I would definitely I'll give you that argument.
Because I do want to see, like, I think Pitt would, like, I don't even think he's ever directed something yet, right? And I think he would be, like, with the amount of people he's worked with. I think he could have like that second, third career as just a director if
A
he wanted
director
to.
after he's done acting.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't have any quotes. Rest in peace, Robert Redford. Check out the films we recommended, and definitely look into his work. Like, really, really, really great actor. Yeah, end of an era.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.